Hello and welcome. I'm Knight's Angel, and this is just a Folf on the road. And once again, you catch me at a windy point in the day. Thank you for joining me. And good morning, if you're up this early. Either way. I'm just thinking of just single terms to use for these videos, because it's just if you know what it means, you could probably go on and on about it for a while. I mean, you guys heard me ramble on about this, that, and the other thing. And that's pretty much what I do. And today isn't going to be much different, but I do have another question. What is perspective? Well, going off of a loose definition here, perspective is the point of view of an individual with a sense of self. Which pretty much means everybody has their own perspective, their own point of view. And this goes into something else that I had been talking about, or that runs through my head on a regular basis. What is reality? Well, reality is the agreement of all. Because you really cannot define it. One person's reality is not the same as the other. However, it's the common ground that creates reality, or at least the perspective of it. What do I mean by that? Alright. For instance, I am walking on the road. And unless I pan to the road, you really can't see it. So you have to go off of my perspective. That's just an example. Another is, a tree. If multiple people are looking at a tree and they all agree that's a tree, then that tree is in reality. That's why people with certain mental disabilities or mental issues have a problem with, is because they cannot discern what is real and what is not, even going so far as whether or not people are real. And this actually leads into another theory that was actually a practical joke. Schrödinger's cat. And for those of you that don't know what it is you take a cat and you put it in a box. You put a time-release device in the box that's supposed to release poison. Well, some kind of timer. Now, once you are no longer visibly looking at the cat, you do not know if the cat is dead or alive. So in theory, the cat is both, because it's unobserved. Now, the theory also goes into the panoramic concept of what's to say that the observer is real, or the state of the observer. So you would have to have an observer for the observer, and so on and so forth, going into that whole spiel. And the only way to find out if the cat is dead or alive is to actually look at the cat. Reality in a nutshell. But then again, I'm kind of myself, so people like me who don't have a firm grasp on reality, and this is the part that really annoys me about some of them, mostly the real violent ones. They actually take it to a concept of they are free to do whatever they want or respond to whatever stimuli is currently going through their head. My aspect of it is your reality is your home, which means somebody else's reality is their home. Are you going to go into somebody else's home and wreck it? Case in point. If you're not going to pretty much destroy somebody else's home because it's bad manners, why do that with reality? It's the same principle. Well, same concept. Either way. That being said, going back to perspective. Now, and I talk about this a lot because I am a writer, even if I don't get paid for it. As a writer, I have to know perspective. I have to have an idea of perspective, which is actually funny given the fact that I have no depth perception and no sense of reality. So, that's an interesting mix. So, my perspective is kind of askew. But, that aside, this allows me to actually look at the world from somebody else's perspective, i.e., a character's. And what a character knows, they can tell me. Now, see, that's one of the confusing things about doing something like this. Are there any deer out? That would be kind of funny. But anyway. Excuse me. Anyway. Where was I? Right. The perspective of a writer is within the confines of the story that they're writing. There are writers who control every situation. What a character thinks, what a character says, what a character does. Then you have the writers that kind of do a 50-50. They control the situation, but not the character. Or they set up the situation in a way to control the character. And then you just have the people that are kind of like me who will literally go, monkey wrench, and see what happens. Now, are any of these bad ideas? No. It's just a matter of perspective. Because pretty much being a writer, you're playing with fate. But that's neither here nor there. I mean, everybody has a perspective. Is everybody's perspective wrong? Who knows? I'm just sharing mine. But anyway. bug in my eye. But anyway, it's not something easily overlooked. If you think about it, anybody's perspective can be right or wrong, even your own. But that goes into the whole concept of personality and the whole aspect of nature versus nurture, this, that, and the other thing. Shenanigans in politics, you know? Or at least that's how I see it. But anyway, I think I've rambled on enough about this. So, I would love to hear your thoughts. Seriously, I would. You know how the buttons work. Let's see your perspective on these matters, or any matters. If you have a thought for me to ramble on about, or you want to get my point of view on, throw it down in the comments. You know how the buttons work. I'm Night's Angel. This has been just a Folf on the road, and I hope you have a better day.